Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sherman Reach. I'll be doing my January TBR. Before I get started, if you're new to this channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below as well as the notification bell. And if you're new, hi, hello, I'm Stephanie and I do a lot of bookish content. And this is my first TBR of the year and I am super excited to talk about all the books I want to read. I also have a massive TBR list now. I actually went through ChatGPT and asked them to spit out 60 prompts for this entire year, and then I kind of went through them and double checked because I know that sometimes they do very similar prompts or duplicates, and then I got a couple of my own as well. So I have 60 here that I'm going to go through, 5 every month, as well as my book club pick. So let's just start off with my book club pick. So for January, we will be reading The Blonde Identity by Ali Carter. This is a book that is her adult foray debut, where she is known mostly for her YA thrillers. Her first one, the one that I know her by, is I'll Tell You I Love You but Then I'll Have to Kill You, as well as High Society. I really enjoyed those books back in like high school or college days, so I'm excited to see her work being translated, her writing being translated into an adult book instead, so obviously a little bit more mature, etc. So very excited about this one. All right, and then I have my massive wheel of TBR as always here, where I have all 60 prompts, so it is ginormous. And let's just pick my first prompt. Let's see, hopefully it's a good one. Book with a red cover. Okay, that is simple enough. Oh, and also, as always, I would not be doing duplicates, so if it's the same prompt, not doing it. There's only a couple that's the same. Those are the ones that I generate because I want to have more emphasis on a couple of stuff, but that's, for the most part, that's it. So anyways, let me look for a book with a red cover. So with the book with a red cover prompt, I'm gonna go with For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. This is a book that I selected for my 24 books I want to read in 2024. Obviously, I'm trying to get an early stab with some of those books for sure, but this is, I want to say, about Red Riding Hood, like a retelling. It says, the first daughter's for the throne, the second daughter's for the wolf. I'm intrigued. I'm really excited for it, and it's supposed to be her debut book as well. All right, moving on to prompt number 2 over here. Book with a title that contains a number. So these, okay, I don't know if I mentioned this, but these prompts were kind of specific. So it's not just like POC representation. It's like book about a person that has a different cultural background than your own, or like a book with someone with a different religious background. So it's a lot more specific, which I enjoyed. So I had a fun time going down the list and finding prompts like that. So anyways, let me find a book with a title that contains a number. Like, that's, I don't know how easy that is actually. Anyways, I'll be right back. So originally I thought that this prompt would be a lot more difficult, like finding a book with a number on the title, but then I was going through my 24 books I want to read for next year, and I decided to go with the Atlas 6. 6 is a number, and this is one that I definitely want to read. I'm hoping to get an early stab at it and finish it, so here's to hoping. Moving on to prompt number 3. Books set in the future. All right, definitely some sci-fi books for sure. So for this futuristic prompt, I'm gonna go with War Girls by Tochi Onyebuchi. He is also the author of Beast Made of Night, which I haven't read yet, but I've heard good things about the series in general. But I do know that this book is set in year like 2172, so very much far in the future. And it says, climate change and nuclear disasters have rendered much of Earth unlivable. Only the lucky ones have escaped to space colonies in the sky. In a war-torn Nigeria, battles are using flying deadly mechs, and soldiers are outfitted with bionic limbs and artificial organs meant to protect them from the harsh radiation-heavy climate. Survival becomes the only way of life. 2 sisters, Oni and Ifi, dream of more. Their lives have been marked by violence and political unrest. Still, they dream of a peaceful future together, and they're willing to fight an entire war to get there. It's supposed to be like a space opera, a futuristic book, and I'm so here for that. Moving on to prompt number 4. Ooh, okay. This is my own personal one, book of the month pick. So this is definitely one where I had duplicates because I have so many book of the months. I don't know if you can tell from down there, probably not from this angle, but I have one shelf that's all book of the month picks and I'm trying to make my way through them. So I'm very excited. Let me look through that shelf and I'll be right back. For this book of the month pick, I want to say this book was one of the nominees or won with the Goodreads Choice Award because I decided to go with Wayward by Amelia Hart. This is a book of the month book, as you can tell from here and here, but I have no idea what this book is about, but I just heard really good things. It says 2019, under the cover of darkness, Kate flees London for a ramshackle wayward cottage inherited by a great aunt she barely remembers. Soon she suspects that her great aunt had a secret, one that's been hidden ever since the witch hunts of the 17th century. And then it follows in 1619 Altha, who is awaiting trial for the murder of a local farmer who was stampeded to death by his herd. When Altha was a girl, her mother taught her their magic, a kind not rooted in spellcasting, but in deep knowledge of the natural world. But unusual women have always been deemed dangerous, and as evidence of witchcraft is laid out against Altha, she knows that it will take all of her powers to maintain her freedom. And then it follows yet another time jump when that is 1942. It follows Violet during World War II, where she is trapped in her family's grand crumbling estate. She longs for a robust education her brother receives, and for her mother, long deceased, who is rumored to have gone mad before her death. The only traces she has of her are a locket bearing the initial W and the word Wayward scratched into the baseboard of her bedroom. Weaving together the stories of three extraordinary women across 5 centuries, Wayward is an astonishing debut and an enthralling novel of female resilience. I've heard amazing things about it, so I'm curious to see where this book takes me. All right, now on to the last and final prompt number 5. So this is another one that I put down myself, and that is POC representation. So I still wanted to have an emphasis on that, including the ones that the ChatGPT did a lot more specific. But yeah, let me look through my shelves and I'll be right back. Then this last and final book on here is for the POC representation, and I'm going to go with An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan. Emily is actually Taiwanese, just like me, and so definitely POC representation here. And it's supposed to be a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, but I think the main guy is like really skilled with archery in some way. I also adored her previous book, her debut book, which is The Astonishing Color of After. Loved it. I either did a whole reading vlog or a review on it. I'll link that above and down below in case you want to check it out. This was like ages ago, by the way, guys, but I really enjoyed that book, so definitely can't wait to see more from this author. So anyways, these are the 6 books I will be tackling for the month of January. What a great way to start the year. I'm actually really excited for pretty much all of these books. The one I'm kind of like hesitant about is probably Wayward, just because I'm not always the greatest when it comes to time jumps and different like time settings, so sometimes for me it's a little confusing, but if I read it physically I might be okay with that. So that's like the only reservation I have for this stack here, but other than that I think these are some really solid choices and I definitely can't wait to read these soon. So anyways, to say for this video, let me know down below what you guys are planning to read for the month of January. Have you read any of these books before, and if you have, what do you guys think about them? But as always, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. I really just help out my channel, and if you see more content of me, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below, as well as the notification bell. And as always, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.